Okay, so I look at this question 11 and I see lots and lots of information. So I'm going to try and eliminate some of the bits I don't want, highlight the key bits I do. There's no star here, but often when there's lots of bits of information, showing a clear layout is going to help you a lot. So it says each day a company posts some small letters and some large letters. Well, that's fine. I don't really care about it though. It doesn't help me make a calculation. The company posts all the letters by first class post. I look at my information and all of it's first class, so I don't really care about that. The table shows information about the cost of sending a small letter and the cost of sending a large letter. Small letter and large letter. Okay, good. One day the company wants to post 200 letters. There's key. The ratio of small to large, small letters to large in that order is 3 to 2. So I'm just going to do a little note to myself. The 3 is the small and the 2 is the large. Because small came first, large is second, so small comes first, large comes second. And then it says 70% of these large letters are in this low price category. The rest of them, so that will be 30%, are in the next price category, £1.50. So I've got to work out the total cost. So I'm thinking to myself, I've got to work out how many small, and all the small ones are 60p, so then I'm going to times that by 60 times by £0.60. Then I'm going to find out how many large, and then of the large I've got 70% and 30% from this bit over here, and these 70% is going to be times by £1, and this 30% is going to be times by £1.50. So I'm kind of thinking to myself, okay, that's how I'm going to work it out. I'm going to divide 200 in this ratio 3 to 2. That will tell me how many small and how many large. The small ones are times by 60p to find the cost. The large ones is different. I have to find 70% of which are charged at £1, and then 30% charged £1.50. So I've kind of got in my head, this is how I'm going to do the calculations. Now I'm just going to follow my steps I've done here. So I'm going to divide 200 in the ratio 3 to 2. So that is, I add the ratios. That's 3 plus 2 equals 5. Divide 200 by 5 gives me 40. And then times ratios by my answer here. So I get 40 times 3 equals 120. That's the small, because up here small was 3. And 40 times 2 gives me 80. That's the large. And if I add those together, that gives me my 200 letters here. So I've got 120 small and 80 large. And now if I look at the large letters, made a mistake there, sorry, 70% of large letters, that's what I'm going to find next. Or 10% of 80 is equal to 8, so 70% of 80 is going to be 8 times 7, so that's going to be 56. So there's 56 letters. 70% weigh 0 to 100, so this is 0 to 100 grams. And if I want to find out the 30% of large letters, that's what's remaining. I've got 80 take away 56 equals 24 letters. 24 letters are in 101 to 250 grams. So now I can work out the cost. I've got 120 small, 56 large weighing this amount, and 24 large weighing this amount. So let's work out some costs. I've got 120 times 0.6. I've got 56 times £1. I should probably put some pounds here, so it's 60p, £1. And I've got 24 times by £1.50. These two are simple. 56 times £1, that's going to be £56. That should have been a 4, silly mistake. 24 times £1.50, so half of what 24 is 12. So £1.50, 24 plus 12, that's going to be my £36 here. So now I've got to do 120 times 0.6, which is, it can be a bit tough, so I can look at 120 times 6. Now I've got to think where am I going to put that calculation, because I want to keep it quite neat. So I'm just going to do a little arrow here to say that's where I'm going to do my calculation. 120 times 6 would be 720. So 120 times 0.6 is going to be 72. So I've got a cost here of £72, and my total cost, if I add those up, 6 and 6 is 12 and 2 is 14. 3 and 5 is 8, add 7 is 15, and add 1 is 16. So that's £164. So that is my answer. £164 is the total cost.